Now, here's Ed Bernstein.
Hi, welcome to our show. You know, over the years, I have spoken to self-help gurus, people like Jack Canfield, people like Donald Walsh. I have talked to hypnotists, therapists, meditators, people of all disciples that are trying to improve themselves and help others. With me today is Tsikki Thau, who, and Tsikki, you refer to yourself as a holistic consultant.
Yeah.
And some of the things that I talked about, you know, you do practice, correct?
Correct.
Now, a lot of people, you know, are skeptical of these type of things.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, I know from some people that that I know that a lot of people have certain abilities to feel and see things in other people that I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Have you found that to be true?
I found it to be true, but I also believe that you can teach and help somebody develop their own gifts so they're able to also feel and connect with themselves to become a little bit more intuitive. I think everybody has.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yes.
Because I've been unable to do that my whole life, but there's people like you and people like my wife that are able to be very intuitive. And why don't you tell me a little bit of what you do, because then I'm going to have to ask you some specific questions.
Okay. It's a little bit hard to explain. I am a holistic consultant, but under my umbrella, I'm also known as a modern day guru, a life health and fitness, energy psychologist, meditation teacher. So it all depends on what I need to do at that time or what person needs. Mm-hmm. Meditation has been my greatest teacher, aside from, you know, the people in my life that I do call them my masters, like my father. I learned that your breath is your life support, aside from your spine, because I've gone through, you know, traumatic events, and at that point in time, when I knew I was stuck and there was no way to get out, it's, you know, they say it's a dark cloud that comes over you, or...
So, I mean, everybody pretty much agrees today.
Yeah.
That you know, how you breathe is important on getting through stress and getting through difficult times. You know, all the meditation disciplines teach some type of breath rhythm mm-hmm. and control. How do you know, first of all, what type of meditation somebody should use?
Good question. It depends on your level. So if you're a skeptic, for example, the first thing you want to learn is just relax. So to teach you a technique that just relaxes you, so you can say, okay, this really works. However, meditation can be different. It doesn't have to be a sitting position where you just, you know, take deep breath. You can take a walk on the beach, and for you, that could be your meditation. Mm-hmm. Or read a book, that's your meditation. But now, luckily, you know, science and meditation have joined together and able to actually record the frequencies and your stress level and your thought patterns to see how your thoughts can be shifted and redirected. So the second you do that, something actually happens in the brain and you're able to relax. For example, this heartbeat meditation was inspired by my dad, who suffered from heart
palpitations or something, at heart condition.
Heart disease.
Yeah, this and this, you have a CD. It's a meditation CD called
Yes.
The Heartbeat.
The heartbeat meditation, and we got together with a couple of doctors, sound therapists, scientists, myself. We recorded dolphins' heartbeats, frequencies to match it to the DNA, to open the heart and heal. My father suffered. He was diagnosed with a heart disease. They said there's nothing we can do. And he came up to me and he said, you know, I'm so sorry, I've been skeptic all these years with you, and I didn't take the opportunity to sit with you that you could teach me. I rushed my life away. Business, appointment, one day after the next, and I believed in you, but I didn't want to take the time to take a break and work on myself. because time was money. And I sat with him almost too late while he was already sick, and we did the frequencies and meditation, and he actually felt a relief in his heart. He was able to connect to the heartbeat. I always say, you know, if you have a heartbeat, you're alive.
Yeah, sometimes I think that, I mean, life is very difficult. There's a lot of bad things happening all the time, all over the world, to everybody.
Right.
And it never ends well for anyone.
Right.
Right? I mean, at the
Well,
end.
it depends.
Well, you and I could disagree on that. I mean, sometime at the end, you know, you're going to suffer and die.
Well, it could
Right.
be a happy ending, though.
Okay. Well, not that kind of happy ending, but
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is that oftentimes people are out of the moment, not in the now, not in that meditative state, because they're on to the next thing, keeping busy, doing things to really avoid some of the painfulness of life. You find that to be true?
I find that to be true every single day, and it makes me sad. And I think the only way to connect with people is to teach them the tool and give them the tools to help themselves, you know, to relax.
But you certainly must understand why people do it, right? I mean, it's painful.
Well, because they don't want to look at what's really going on.
Right. And then when you look at what's really going on, does it make it any better?
Not always.
Yeah.
The first instinct they want to do is run away,
Yeah.
not deal with it, not think about it. But then they're overloaded with other thoughts, and before you know it, there's a bomb in here about to explode, and they can't control the level of stress that they have.
Then it affects blood pressure, heart rate, who knows what else, cancer, what else? Yeah.
Insomnia. I constantly get people that come to me almost every single day. I have insomnia.
Right.
Survivors, vets, everything, they cannot sleep. I say, can I just give you one thing? I don't expect you to listen to me. I don't expect you to believe me. I want to give you something so you can practice. If you can't practice on your own, I'll help you. And the next day is, I slept.
The next day?
The
I mean,
next
so
day.
the
next day.
You can resolve that in one day.
Yes, because you've already recorded a new thought. You've redirected your thought pattern. It's habits. It's kind of like a filter, you know, a garbage disposal. It just collects. I can't, I won't, I can't sleep, I can't do this, I'm depressed, I'm unhappy, I'm tired. People are saying that every single day, repeatedly. But how would it be if we kind of install a new program, delete the rest? Viruses. These are all viruses. Could be from your upbringing. You know, you grew up with stressful parents, or everybody has a story. But I want to know what's your story and how we can redirect and change those habits and reprogram everything. Just put new programs. So,
and so you feel that most of the insomnia, for instance, is caused by just people not able to quiet their mind?
yes, also trauma, stress, not rest, no stress. You know, it depends on one person's story. Like I said, everyone has a story. You can't compare one darkness to another, one hell to another. Every person I meet has a very interesting story.
Individualized.
Individualized, and they all are looking for a place within themselves to not suffer anymore.
So you told me earlier that when you were young, that you were able to sense people's emotions and feelings.
Correct.
How?
How?
Well, not the how, I guess, is unknowable, but the how did it make you feel? I mean, was it very disconcerting and annoying, or were you scared?
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful. I didn't know what it was. I was little. I didn't know how to express it. I didn't know the words breath even, or terminology like meditation, or, you know, I did have a lot of faith. You know, some people call it God, the creator, the universe. I did. I prayed a lot. And I was able to calm myself down through prayer. But when I would feel all these things, I would panic. I would just withdraw and go into myself and be like, what is this? What is going on?
So, for instance, if you came upon somebody who is undergoing a lot of grief, you would feel that inside,
Yes.
internalize it,
Yes. Yeah.
and then in order for you to resolve that grief that you were feeling as a result of the other person, that's how you learned to use
I
the
would just go up-
meditation.
yeah, but first I would go up to them and just hug them, and that's when my dad would be like, "What is wrong with you? How do you go up to total strangers and just hug them?" And even that is being tested today. That when you hug somebody over 30 seconds, something just happens. A sense of joy comes.
It's that happy ending.
Happy ending.
Right. So, all right. So as you were getting older, you, at some point in time, had to direct it or channel those abilities. I mean, I do agree. I mean, there's just certain people that are much more intuitive than I am, and they seem to be
I
women.
think you're a lot more intuitive than you think.
And they seem to be women. Do you think that women have a greater propensity to do this?
Women are natural mothers, so they have that instinct, whether they've
Right.
had kids or children or not. They just have that passionate instinct. They work from their emotions when a lot of men, operate more from the mind. But not necessarily, because, again, it's all a matter of choices. So if you choose today, you know what, I'm going to take a different direction in my life. I want to de-stress. I want to heal. I kind of noticed, even when you walked in, I felt something with you.
Uh-oh.
Nothing bad, but I felt something. I felt like, I wanted to give you more energy. I was like, come on, Ed, you need more energy. I felt it. And, being a child, you can't express that. And also growing up, I realized that I can't just walk up to people and tell them what's going on. I had to sit back and let it reverse. People come when...
So give me a typical scenario when somebody would request, some help from you. Give me like a hypothetical. What would it be, and what would you do?
I would, for example, if somebody comes to see me,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know who's coming. In fact, I don't even know who's on my schedule. I open the door, and
So you don't even look at your schedule to see who's knocking at the door?
No,
Okay.
I don't, because I trust. I have so much trust and faith in what I do and experience over the years that it's just mine to share. It's not so much of this is about me. It's more about you. What can I provide? What can I give? How can I help you? And I believe that everybody needs help, especially the people that come and say, I am not stressed. I have no problems. I don't even know why I'm here. And I smile and I'm like, okay, well, you're here. Let's, how are you doing? What's going on? What do you do? So by them a little bit opening up, I'm able to see what is going on, what type of pain or stress level they're carrying.
Okay, so that person says, hey, my life's a mess. I'm stressed out. I'm going through a divorce. I just don't feel good. My friend told me you can help me.
So so we talk a little bit, what's going on, most of that type of scenario is, depression happens, sadness, loneliness. So I try to redirect their thought patterns again, because not everybody believes in energy or energy work. It depends who comes in. If it's a psychic that comes in or a lady that teaches meditation or yoga, it's easy to talk energy language. But say, I have businessmen that come in, or doctors, professors. They don't come in to talk about energy. They're like, I can't handle my work, I'm overstressed, take it away.
And
Okay.
then you
And I
respond
just-
how?
No problem. You just lay down or sit here, pick a position, and I kind of feel what's going on and follow myself. I follow the energy that I am detecting. It's kind of like antennas, frequencies.
Right, so does that take you to a roadmap to get to the source of the stress, or does it take you through a process where you just, as you're going down that road, try to calm each layer, if you follow what I'm saying?
That's a great question. Yeah, well, sometimes it depends on how open their heart is. If they come in with walls up, then yes, I have to go through a longer process until some of the walls come down and I can enter that vulnerability that they're carrying. If they're coming with, I can't take this anymore, I feel like today I can't survive this, then it's easier access because they've surrendered to, there's nothing else I can do. Do you see what I mean? There's like so many types of people and so many levels of stress, so many different kinds of pain, but everybody is in pain at the end of the day.
You know, I remember there was a movie. I don't remember what it was, but it was about a person who felt other people's emotions. And in this movie, you know, the person who was feeling all the emotions was really getting, you know, couldn't handle it. I mean, it was overwhelming to them.
Yes.
Do you ever get that way?
I did when I was younger. In fact, I didn't even want it. I didn't know if, today I see it as a gift, but I did not see it as a gift growing up. But today I'm able to detach from that. Kind of like, if you come to me, I can honestly feel like this is not mine. So it's almost like watching a movie, except I'm not a part of, you know, I'm not the actor. You know, I'm kind of like either the director or the producer. Do you see what I mean? So I'm detached, yet because I'm detached, I'm able to help more and connect with the heart. It's a lot easier.
I was reading in your materials that there's, you know, a couple very famous poker players that were clients of yours.
Yes.
So what did, I mean, they came to you to become better poker players?
Yes.
I mean, is that essentially what happened?
Yes, and deal with their stress level because their sleeping patterns, first of all, is completely off. In fact, a lot of them don't sleep much.
Because they're up all night playing poker.
They're up all night playing poker. They don't balance themselves. They're stressed. And also they're not aware of their stress level. And then on the other hand, they want to win. How can I win? How can I win? How can I win? And I kind of bring them the idea, how can you learn? How about if you turn the poker world into a classroom versus you just being a competitor? How about just sit back a little bit, be observant, and watch the game and study. My brother was a phenomenal poker player, you know, and the secret is to not only focus on your game, focus on everything. Build your awareness through meditation, which helps build up awareness. That way when you walk into a room, you can see what's in front of you, what's on the side, what's on your left, and what's behind you.
Because you're paying attention,
paying attention
and slowing it down.
But you also raise your vibration. Through meditation, your vibrations are raised. Those are the little frequencies that I told you can be recorded. That actually happens, you know. Same like with intuition. I'm sure, you know, you're a busy guy, and sometimes you walk somewhere that just doesn't feel right. What do?
Right.
You walk out.
Yeah.
So what is that? That was that voice inside you telling you, get out, Ed, get out. So everybody has it, but with them actually studying the game and carrying that multi-level awareness, they're able to relax.
You know, some people would say, you know, that nervousness, let's call it adrenaline, sometimes is a positive. That oftentimes, like, look, let's use you as an example, okay? I mean, you're a little bit nervous about coming on television.
Yes.
Now, everybody, all my guests are. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody is, you know. I don't care how many years you've been on television.
it's
You're calling a
normal.
television show, you get a little bit nervous. So what is it that you do internally to shake that?
To shake that off,
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking, okay, let me just visualize that I'm having coffee with Ed. It's
Okay.
not a TV show.
Uh-huh.
You know, getting to know each other, and that's what I separated myself from the actual cameras and TV show to actually connect with you, heart to heart, mind to mind.
Got it.
So
And what is, you know, some people would talk about psychics as being, you know, I mean, they just have a bad name. I mean, just, you know,
Yes.
a lot of people are just skeptical about them.
Yes.
You know, how do you overcome that? What's your opinion about
you know,
that business?
it's a touchy subject. I don't call myself a psychic. Also, I don't disrespect psychics. However, I strongly believe that you can take charge of your own life. And some things are predestined, no matter what anybody. I mean, I remember I was 17 or 18, and I went to a palm reader, a psychic, because I was again, I was going through something very traumatic. She opened my hand and she said, "I'm so sorry, honey, you're going to die at the age of 30.
They didn't have that long lifeline. Huh?
Instantly,
Yeah.
I felt cold. And I carried that fear with me, like, how is that possible? And then I remember, wait a minute, you have a gift, you're connected, use your real internet connection here and see what's going on. And I realized, wait, I'm in charge, and it's whatever I believe in. So it just depends on what you want and how you feel about it, but I respect it. It's fun, but at the end of the day, I know that I'm in charge of this voice and this beautiful heart of mine, you know.
So when you're trying to grow yourself, you know, are there other authors, people that you know that you read or look up to?
I did meet Wayne Dyer. We had a great talk. You know, I looked up to, he's got great messages. I love Oprah. I love Walsh, who you interviewed. I happened to watch that interview. It was amazing because that was one of my first books that I read when I was young. Also, Conversations with God.
Yeah.
My family loved that book except my dad. He was like, put that away. But we loved it. I connected with it.
And let me remind our viewers, Neil Donald Walsh wrote a book called Conversations with God because he said God, for lack of whatever that term meant to him, would speak to him and changed his life. And he was able to listen and hear it.
And that's the great thing is that he listened. That's all it takes is listening. You know, and I resonated with that because I listened as well from a young age, and I couldn't understand why nobody is listening. This is simple. Why is everybody running a marathon? Why is everybody stressed? Why is everybody sad? You know, so I loved his books. I also recommended his books to my own students, and you know, Yogananda. I don't know if you heard of Yogananda. He's, you know, my legend because he influenced so many people also in a scientific and spiritual way. And it's pretty much the same message and the same type of teaching, maybe like a little modernized, because I can relate to teenagers very well with their disorders and, you know.
And you mentioned I'm sorry. You mentioned teenagers, and it reminded me. I have your book sitting here that you created. What is this?
Well, it's
book?
Color Me Love. The words pretty much explain it. Inspired by my own children and working with so many children and teens that are frustrated with a certain order that they're taught by their own parents or teachers at school that don't understand them. So color therapy is expressing yourself through color and words, but mainly through color. Like, how does this color make you feel? Like yellow, I would ask my son, so what does yellow do to you? He's like, yellow makes me happy. I feel the sunshine.
Does yellow have the same effect on everybody?
That is an amazing question because there's so many types of yellow. There's a mustardy yellow, for example. If somebody comes in and I am able to see a mustardy yellow, that means there's some type of like illness or discomfort going on. Whether it's a bright yellow, it's upliftment. It actually helps with audition, nervous disorders.
Okay, let's take the same yellow. Okay, the same bright yellow that you're talking about with your son. Now, if that generates a certain feeling to your son, would that same yellow generate the same feeling to another child?
Yes.
So the colors themselves have an energy or a resonation.
Yes. Yeah. Some people call it aura energy. I like the word energy because it relates to everybody, but they're able to apply it on themselves without even knowing that they're doing. Kids are pure. They're pure. They're pure. They don't know they're not thinking, how am I going to feed myself tomorrow? Or what am I going to do tomorrow? Or what happened yesterday? They're over it.
They're in the now.
They're in the now,
they've
now.
that. Yeah, we teach them not to be.
Yes, and teenagers, they're so stressed as well. They have enough peer pressure on themselves, yet they don't understand this world as well as you do and as well as I do now because their stress level is high. So I'm able to kind of redirect it and become a teen with them, a friend of theirs versus their therapist.
Like for instance, let me just read a page, okay? I just randomly opened the page.
So cute.
Okay, the smiley heart exercise. Let's begin. Place your right hand on your lower tummy and place your
Okay.
left hand on your heart.
Okay.
Visualize a smile where both your hands are placed. Okay, so I'm visualizing a smile, right?
Yes.
See the smiles alternating back and forth from your heart to your tummy. See the smiles feeding love into each other. See your smiles getting bigger and happier. Keep alternating them until both smiles become one giant smile. So this would be an exercise.
But you're smiling.
Okay, you got me. This would be an exercise that you would do with children.
Yes, and you'll be surprised. I also do it with adults indirectly. I just use a different language because this is your nervous system here.
Right.
This is your heart. When your heart's affected, in other words, if you're not happy, or you're depressed, or under a lot of stress, your nervous system immediately gets affected.
And then you're talking about why is there a need for color, that colors have an effect on the way you think. And this is something that you're hoping that, particularly that children who are ill will
Yes.
benefit from.
Yes. In fact, we're hoping to get it into St. Jude's.
The St. Jude's Cancer
Cancer
Research
Yes.
for children.
Yes.
Well, it certainly would help. So obviously the younger that children can learn this, the happier they'll grow up to be, right? That's
And
the plan.
the quicker adults can also become more childlike, the happier they'll be. So this is also good parenting tools.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tsikki.
Thank you.
I forgot, I didn't want to ask you what the meaning of your name was. Is there a meaning for Tsikki? Does it mean anything?
I was, I'm
We got
not,
30 seconds left.
Tsikki is my nickname, but I was named Svea when I was born.
Oh, okay. And how do you spell that? No, I'm kidding. Thank you very much
you
for
so much.
being here. If I need to contact Tsikki, her website, there it is.
Yes, call me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tsikki. Don't leave yet.
Okay.
Accidents don't discriminate. They can happen anywhere to anybody. It really comes down to results.
Enough said. Call Ed.
I'm Ed Bernstein, and I've been getting those results for nearly 40 years.
EdBernstein.com.